There are lots of original horror films made by Netflix. Some Netflix horror films that are considered the best include His House, In the Tall Grass, The Ritual, and many more. You could say that Netflix always regularly produces quality films. Well, what's interesting is that Netflix also has several horror films that focus on zombies, namely The Living Dead. There are several zombie films that have apparently been made by Netflix, and here are the films that you must watch. What are the films? Check out the following. Number 6. Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead is a Netflix zombie film released in 2021, where the film was directed by Zack Snyder, who is known as the director of superhero films such as Man of Steel and Justice League. And interestingly, when making Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder was also inspired by another film he had made, namely Dawn of the Dead, which was released in 2004.
He was up to it, and he was up for it, and I think he just does an amazing.
This film features famous actors such as Dave Bautista, Ella Purnell, Omari Hardwick, Ana de la Reguera, Matthias Schweighöfer, Noor Arnezeder, Garrett Dillahunt, Tig Notaro and others.
We did something just for us.
For those of you who don't know, the film Army of the Dead takes place in Las Vegas, which has been destroyed by a zombie attack. A group of mercenaries led by Scott Ward, Dave Bautista, accepts an offer to steal a large amount of money from a casino inside the zombie city before the government decides to drop a nuclear bomb to destroy the city, and get rid of the zombies forever. This mission isn't just about raiding, they must also fight hordes of intelligent and dangerous zombies and face the clock that is running out before the nuclear bomb is dropped. During their dangerous journey, they encounter various challenges, internal conflicts, and of course, fierce battles against zombies. Even though it was watched by many Netflix users, this film received mixed reviews. However, it is certain that the Army of the Dead sequel will have a sequel currently in development. Oh yes, Army of the Dead also has a spin-off film entitled Army of Thieves, which focuses on the character Ludwig Dieter, and is also a prequel to Army of the Dead. Number 5. Alive. This is Cho Tu-hyung's debut as a director. But even so, Alive was quite successful. Alive is a South Korean horror film which is a remake of the Italian horror film Alone. In this film, Yoo In and Park Shin-hye play the two main characters, and the film tells the story of a young man named Oh Jun-woo who wakes up in his apartment and discovers the surprising fact that the world around him has been attacked by a zombie outbreak. He is trapped alone in his small apartment with no access to the dangerous outside world. Oh Jun-woo tries to survive by devising a smart strategy to fight the zombies and using the limited resources he has. He has to rack his brains and use his creativity to survive, while still maintaining his sanity in the midst of a tense situation. Meanwhile, he finds traces of other people around him and begins to communicate with a woman named Kim Yoo-bin who is also still alive. The two of them try to work together to fight the zombie horde that threatens their safety. Actually, this film still has a quite cliffhanger ending about how people deal with the problem of this widespread epidemic. But it is still unknown whether the sequel will be made or not by Netflix. Number 4. Ravenous. Ravenous has another title, namely La Femme, where the film was released in 2017 with Robin Aubert appointed as the film director. The film combines elements of zombie horror with deep philosophical elements, depicting how humans survive in extreme situations and how society reacts to social collapse. Ravenous tells the story of a small village in Canada that is hit by a mysterious plague that turns its residents into zombies. As devastation sets in, a group of survivors must fight to survive and seek shelter from the hungry ravenous. The film shows a variety of characters, from farmers to refugees, trying to fight off zombie attacks and maintain what remains of their humanity. During their journey, they face philosophical questions about morality, greed, and hope in a world that has fallen apart. This film stars several names such as Marc-Andre Grodin and Monia Chikri. Because it was quite successful, Ravenous also managed to get several awards from Fanisporto and the Montreal Festival of New Cinema. Number 3. Cargo. Cargo takes place in a post-apocalyptic world affected by a zombie outbreak. The film follows the journey of a father, Andy, who tries to find a safe place for his infant daughter, Rosie, after her mother becomes infected and becomes a zombie. In a desperate attempt to protect Rosie, Andy travels through the remote forests of Australia. While time passes and each day becomes more dangerous, Andy tries to find shelter while still protecting his baby from the threat of zombies lurking around them. On this journey, he meets an Aboriginal woman named Thumi, who is also searching for her missing family. This film was directed by Ben Howling and Yolanda Ramka. Ben Howling was previously best known for the zombie short film on which this feature version is based.
You gotta find a clever man. If you're sick.
For Andy, his character is played by Martin Freeman, with Yolanda Ramka as scriptwriter and director. This film received praise for Martin Freeman's slick acting. Additionally, the film was also praised for its unconventional approach to the zombie genre, and not just your typical zombie action film. Number 2. Don't Kill Me. In 2022, Netflix released a film that actually came from Italy. The film was directed by Andrea De Cecco and adapted from a novel written by Giacomo Mazzariol. This film, which has a duration of 1 hour 30 minutes, also stars Alice Pagani as Mirta and Rocco Fasson as Robin. Don't Kill Me tells the story of Mirta and Robin, who decide to become lovers after meeting at a nightclub. But one day, they both died due to the use of illegal drugs. Interestingly, a few days later, Mirta suddenly came back to life. However, Mirta returns not as an ordinary human but as a zombie. His body was stronger and more dangerous. After returning to life, he was chased by the Benandati sect who hunted witches. Since then, Mirta has been hunted by the Benandati sect, and survives like a monster. This film does display a strong horror aura because the film shows dark, gloomy and lonely images. Number 1. Valley of the Dead. Just like Don't Kill Me, Valley of the Dead is a zombie film from Netflix which will be released in 2022. In this film, we will be invited to explore how vicious zombies were during the Spanish War. In the midst of the war, zombies appeared which made things worse. The film focuses on the character Jan Lozano, a captain of the 5th Brigade who is ordered to head to Los Aguilas. Jan was asked to carry out a suicide mission to prove that he was a good soldier.
No creo en las monjas existen.
He is ordered to carry a secret message to the 6th Brigade, where Jan must pass through extremely dangerous territory. But Jan will not be alone, because he is also assisted by several members of the squad. And on the way, they encountered zombies who had come back from the dead. Their journey is not easy because sophisticated communication tools have not yet been invented, so they only rely on instinct to survive the onslaught of zombies and enemies who are ready to wait. Unfortunately, this film does not star famous names, so you will certainly be unfamiliar with the faces in the film.
Malnacidos.
These are some of the original zombie films made and broadcast on Netflix. Of course, these films will be very suitable for those of you who like watching zombie films such as Shaun of the Dead, 28 Weeks Later, or World War Z. Interested in watching them? That's enough for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel to help us to more enthusiastic about presenting other top 10 videos. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.